Have you ever paused and wondered why, even when we eat the most nutritious foods, we sometimes feel heavy, restless, or even unwell? Why is it that a simple fruit picked fresh from nature can make us feel alive, while a large, elaborate meal often leaves us drained? This is the mystery that Paramahansa Yogananda, the great master and teacher, so beautifully explained. He revealed that food is not just about calories or taste, it is energy, it is life force, it is prana flowing into the body. And when we do not understand this truth, we fall into the trap of overeating, eating unconsciously, or choosing foods that burden our system instead of uplifting it. Today, in a world filled with diet fads, endless health tips, and confusing advice, Yogananda's wisdom shines with refreshing simplicity. He taught that true health does not come from following complicated rules, but from aligning ourselves with nature's laws. Food, when eaten in the right way, becomes a medicine for the body and a purifier for the mind. Fasting, when practiced with gentleness, becomes nature's great healer, allowing the body to cleanse and the spirit to shine. And living close to nature, breathing fresh air, soaking in sunlight, and keeping the mind positive, creates a natural state of vitality that no medicine can replace. So the question is not simply, what should I eat, but rather, how do I honor the energy of food, and how do I live in harmony with nature? In this video, we will explore Yogananda's timeless teachings on healing foods, fasting, and natural living, so that health is no longer a struggle, but a joyful state of balance between body, mind, and soul. Yogananda often reminded us that food is far more than matter, it is condensed energy, captured sunlight, and living prana flowing into the body. When we eat, we are not merely chewing substances, we are drawing life force from nature into ourselves. Imagine a ripe mango hanging on the tree, kissed by the sun and nourished by the rains. The sweetness you taste is not only flavor, it is pure energy that nature has stored for your well-being. This is why fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, and grains have such a different effect on us compared to processed or lifeless foods. One uplifts, while the other often weighs us down. Yogananda explained that foods carry vibrations, and when we consume them, their energy becomes part of us. Living foods, those close to their natural state, carry high vibrations that awaken clarity, peace, and vitality. In contrast, foods that are stale, overcooked, or heavily processed lose much of their life force and can leave us feeling heavy, restless, or dull. The seeker, therefore, learns to make choices not only with the tongue but with inner awareness. Before eating, ask yourself, does this food give me life, or does it drain my life? Another key point Yogananda highlighted was awareness while eating. He encouraged eating slowly, with gratitude, and in a calm state of mind. A meal taken in restlessness or distraction, no matter how healthy, does not nourish us fully. But when food is blessed with gratitude and eaten with peace, even a simple meal becomes a source of strength and joy. So, in Yogananda's teachings, food is not just fuel, it is sacred energy. By choosing foods that are pure and full of vitality, and by approaching eating as a spiritual act, we learn to nourish both body and soul. In today's world, diets have become complicated. There are endless plans, strict rules, and conflicting advice, low carb, high protein, sugar-free, fat-free. But Yogananda's approach to eating was refreshingly simple, rooted in balance and natural wisdom. He believed that health does not come from following rigid systems, but from listening to the body and applying common sense guided by spiritual awareness. Yogananda often said that moderation is the key to vitality. Overeating, even of the best foods, burdens the body, clouds the mind, and steals away our inner peace. He encouraged seekers to eat only until they are satisfied, never stuffed, reminding us that half the food keeps you alive, the other half keeps the doctor alive. Instead of feasting on too many complicated dishes, he recommended simple meals with just a few natural items that are easy to digest and full of life force. Fruits and vegetables, he explained, are nature's true healing agents. Nuts and seeds provide strength and endurance, while whole grains give grounding energy to sustain us through daily work. On the other hand, heavy, overly seasoned, or overly processed foods were discouraged because they overstimulate the senses and disturb the inner calm needed for meditation. What is most important, Yogananda emphasized, is awareness. When we eat with mindfulness, simplicity, and gratitude, our body digests better, our mind remains clear, and our spirit feels uplifted. When we complicate our meals with excess, we lose the natural harmony of body and soul. So, the science of simplicity is not about denial, but about freedom, freedom from restlessness, from cravings, and from unnecessary burden on the body. By simplifying our diet, we create space for more energy, more peace, and more inner joy. Yogananda often called fasting one of nature's greatest medicines. He explained that the body is wonderfully designed to heal itself, but when we continually overeat or overload it with heavy foods, its natural intelligence becomes clouded. Fasting gives the body a sacred pause, a chance to rest, to clear toxins, and to renew its strength. Just as we need sleep for the mind, the body too needs intervals of lightness and rest through fasting. He taught that fasting should never be seen as punishment or forced discipline, but as a gentle, conscious practice. Even a short fast, perhaps one day a week on fresh fruit, fruit juices, or just pure water, can refresh the system, sharpen the mind, and uplift the spirit. The key, he said, is to listen to one's own capacity. Some may feel comfortable with a water fast, while others may do better with fruit or juice. The goal is not severity, but balance, so that the body is cleansed without strain. Yogananda also emphasized the spiritual side of fasting. When the body is light, the mind naturally turns inward. A day of fasting becomes a day of prayer, of meditation, and of reconnecting with the soul. He encouraged seekers to combine fasting with calm walks in nature, deep breathing, and uplifting affirmations, so that both body and mind are renewed together. He warned, however, that breaking a fast is just as important as fasting itself. One should return to simple, light foods, never rushing into heavy meals, so the body can adjust gently. In this way, fasting becomes not just a physical cleanse, but a spiritual celebration of simplicity and renewal. To Yogananda, fasting was nature's silent way of whispering, "Be still, and let me heal you." Yogananda explained that food does not only affect the body, it also influences the mind and consciousness. Every food carries a subtle vibration, and when we eat it, that vibration becomes part of us. This is why saints and yogis have always been mindful of their diet, choosing foods that uplift the spirit rather than weigh it down. In yogic philosophy, foods are often described in three categories: sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. Sattvic foods are pure, light, and life-giving: fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, milk, and seeds. These foods promote calmness, clarity, and harmony, supporting both meditation and health. Rajasic foods, those that are overly spicy, stimulating, or heavily seasoned, create restlessness, passion, and agitation of the mind. Tamasic foods, which include stale, processed, or intoxicating substances, cause dullness, heaviness, and lethargy. Yogananda advised seekers to lean toward sattvic foods, for they nourish not just the body, but also the soul. He reminded us that what we eat influences how we think, how we feel, and how deeply we can meditate. A heavy or intoxicating meal may satisfy the tongue, but it can make the mind restless and the spirit unsettled. A pure, sattvic meal, on the other hand, creates lightness, peace, and a natural inclination to turn inward. He also encouraged gratitude and blessing food before eating. When food is blessed with prayer, its vibrations are uplifted, and it becomes charged with healing energy. Thus, even a simple meal taken with devotion becomes sacred. So Yogananda's teaching was clear: food is not just fuel, it is spiritual energy. By choosing sattvic foods and eating them with gratitude, we align body, mind, and spirit with higher vibrations, and every meal becomes an offering to the divine within us. Yogananda's approach to health was never limited to food alone. He believed that nature itself holds the greatest medicines for human beings. He often spoke about nature cure, a simple way of healing that draws upon the elements of earth, water, air, sunlight, and rest. These, he said, are gifts from God, freely available to all, and when we live in harmony with them, the body naturally regains balance. For example, he recommended spending time each day in fresh air, breathing deeply and consciously, to recharge the body with prana, the subtle life force carried in the breath. Sunlight, taken in moderation, was described as a healing tonic that strengthens the body and uplifts the mood. Even something as simple as walking barefoot on the earth can bring grounding energy and calmness to the nervous system. Water, too, was considered a powerful healer. Yogananda suggested drinking plenty of pure water to flush toxins, and he valued hydrotherapy, using baths, cold compresses, or warm soaks to stimulate circulation and relieve tension. Rest was equally essential. He reminded seekers that the body heals most deeply in states of calm relaxation, and that nervous tension and negative thoughts often block recovery more than the illness itself. Most importantly, Yogananda taught that the mind is the master of the body. Positive affirmations, prayer, and faith can transform the way the body responds to illness. He encouraged seekers to hold strong thoughts of health and harmony, saying, "Live quietly in the body temple, and let God's light keep it radiant." Through Nature Cure, Yogananda showed that healing is not found in complexity, but in returning to simplicity, sunlight, air, water, rest, good thoughts, and pure food. When we embrace these natural gifts with gratitude, health and vitality begin to flow effortlessly. After learning Yogananda's wisdom on food, fasting, and nature cure, the question remains, how can we apply this in daily life? The beauty of his teaching is that it is practical, gentle, and can be lived step by step, without pressure or strain. Begin your morning with something pure and cleansing. A glass of fresh water upon waking helps the body flush out the night's toxins. Follow it with fresh fruit, such as an apple, papaya, or banana, to awaken the system with natural energy. As Yogananda said, fruits are liquid sunshine, easy to digest and filled with prana. For your main meals, keep them simple and balanced. Choose fresh vegetables, whole grains like rice or wheat, and small portions of nuts or dairy for strength. Avoid heavy mixtures of too many foods at once. The body thrives on simplicity. Before eating, pause for a moment of gratitude, silently bless the food and thank the divine for the energy it carries. This transforms eating into a sacred act. Once a week, try giving your body rest through a light fast. This may be a day on fruits, fruit juices, or even just water, depending on your strength. Use that day for quiet reflection, gentle walks in nature, and meditation. The lightness of the body will allow the spirit to shine more brightly. Remember also the natural medicines Yogananda recommended: time in sunlight, fresh air, pure water, and restful sleep. Add to this the healing power of affirmations. Speak to your body with kindness. I am strong, I am healthy, I am filled with God's light. By living this way, food becomes medicine, fasting becomes renewal, and nature becomes a constant healer. Health then is no longer a struggle, but a joyful balance of body, mind, and soul. My dear friend, as we come to the end of this journey, let us pause and reflect. Yogananda's wisdom reminds us that true health is not only in the food we eat, but in the harmony we create between body, mind, and spirit. Every meal is sacred energy. Every breath is medicine. Every day is a chance to live in deeper alignment with nature and with God's light within us. When we learn to eat simply, fast gently, and draw healing from the elements of nature, life becomes lighter, clearer, and more joyful. Health is no longer a burden to chase after. It becomes a natural state, flowing effortlessly. I would love to hear from you, because your journey and reflections matter. If you feel inspired by Yogananda's teachings on healing foods and fasting wisdom, share your thoughts in the comments below. You can simply type Jai Gurudev as a way of offering gratitude, or you can share what lesson touched your heart the most. And tell me, what would you like the next video to be about? Which question or topic on spiritual living, karma, or inner healing would you like to explore together? Your suggestions help shape this journey so we can keep walking the path of wisdom side by side. If you found this video meaningful, please remember to like it, share it with a friend who may need this message, and subscribe so you never miss the next step on this sacred path. Together, we are building a circle of light, where wisdom is shared and souls are uplifted. Stay blessed, stay radiant, and let every choice you make nourish not just your body, but also your soul. Until we meet again, dear seeker. Jai Gurudev.